All right, guys, welcome. Kill those tunes. Welcome to the Wright Flow Show every Thursday at 3 p.m. We have the Wright Flow Show coming at you. Today, I just want to go over just a couple of different things. Why it's important to have a mentor, get a coach. I know a lot of people think they can just kind of learn the business just watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and you can just kind of, learn real estate that way. I mean, if that's all you have, that's all you have. But I just want to point out just a couple of different things, how you could, even though you're an investor and you putting houses under contract, just assigning them over. It's not like you actually buying them, you just being the middleman, but you could be putting yourself at risk doing that without kind of just learning the business. Because once you learn from somebody that's doing it, you kind of have a baseline, and then you can kind of tell when somebody's doing something that's kind of just off standard. This base is just off from how you've been trained. So at the very least, you'll know when something's kind of going sideways. You can ask the question, why? I have a good example. One that the deal hasn't closed, but by me being trained, I kind of see that things are not going like they should go. Dealing with an investor, I've been knowing this guy probably about 9 years now, and did a couple of transactions, just only a couple of transactions where we agreed on terms just over these 9 years. But anyway, we're in the process of closing the deal today. But normally, I send the client over to the investor, and the investor just kind of closes up on his own. But for this particular reason, he's in the process of moving and wanted me to handle the closing. No problem. I got a process for that. So just checking everything out. The first red flag that I came across was the paperwork. Now it's a lease option deal, just off the top, whether you know the business or not. It's a lease option deal. So if you have a lease agreement, most lease agreements are more than one pieces of paper. Then if you have an option agreement, the option agreement could be one piece of paper. So we doing a lease option agreement, and I'm not going to show the guys whole paperwork, but this is what we got. A lease option agreement on the purchase of a house, we have one document. I don't know where he learned that, but totally unacceptable. This is not going to fly nowhere. So that's the first red flag. No problem. I have paperwork that I have drawn up by attorneys. I mean, we could fix that. That's no problem. But again, that's, if you're going to be doing a transaction, you want to know who you're dealing with. So like, say, for example, if you're doing a lease option agreement, you want to make sure the buyer is the actual buyer, verifying their identity and things like that. And then this person that's selling the property, even though you may know this person, whatever, make sure they actually own the property. So just checking that out. And turns out that this particular individual does not own the property. So that was kind of a shocker. But I know he just purchased a property, and with this COVID things going on, that the accounting records could be kind of slow on updating the documents and things like that. So did a little research and found a real estate brokerage who he bought the property through, and contacted the agent and asked them a few questions. But the guy still, he's buying a property on contract, so obviously you can sell it on contract. You sell it on lease option. That's cool. But I just like for people to be kind of transparent, to be a little bit more upfront. And that's another lesson too. I was sharing that with one of my students today. In these transactions, you just want to be double checking everything, because The buyers, seldom times not telling the whole truth. And then also you have sellers that don't be straightforward with you, just like this particular gentleman said that he owned the property. But he does has ownership interest in the property, but he didn't buy it straight cash. He's buying it on contract. There's no problem with that. But again, you just want people to be more, straightforward and upfront with you on the transactions. So the lesson to learn is just that, you trust, but you verify. And like say, if you're doing a lease option agreement, I mean, you can always close it with an attorney, right? And an attorney can verify all parties that's involved and make sure the owner, the alleged owner, is the actual owner of the property. And if you have your documents and you, if you choose to close it outside of a title company and things like that, just make sure you verify that this person actually owns the property. Because there's a lot of people, I'm going to say a lot of people, there's some situations that I know of where guys are selling properties through lease option or some type of rent to own deal, and they don't own the properties. So that's one thing that's to kind of look out for, even though you're not doing that. You know what I mean? Like say you got a property under contract and you're signing it over, but you're trying to do, good business with good people. But if you got a shady person on either side, you are part of this shadiness, you know what I mean? So you just got to, trust but verify all parties that's involved in the transaction. And I don't know no other better way to kind of learn how to do that, but to have a mentor for someone to kind of guide you through these transactions so you can, know what things to look out for. So that's the lesson for today on lease options. Lease options, number one, make sure you get a mentor, somebody that you can kind of show you the business. And number two, paperwork. Man, this is a lease option agreement. You're gonna do all of that on one piece of paper? Come on, that's a joke. So make sure you verify the people that you're doing business with, and make sure you got the proper paperwork in place, and go out there and make some money. All right, if anybody got any questions, any comments, you can always feel free to call me, 567-277-1235, or you can DM me. And until next week, guys, everybody be safe, and let's go out there and make some money, and just, be cautious as far as, the people that you're dealing with. Even though you may know a person, you just want to just proceed with caution, trust but verify. All right, until next week, next Thursday, same time, same YouTube, Facebook channel. You know what? I'm gonna add something else onto that, because I was just talking about people being dishonest, but I think people better understand it if you add numbers to it. So actually, with this individual, we have 2 transactions that's supposed to go down today, not 1 but 2, and it'd be like a total of $11,000, right? So, and that's the thing, if you got $11,000 that's going to cross the table, that's going to get divvied up, you just want to make sure everything is on the up and up, because after everything's divvied up and you sold this person a house, you were part of this transaction, and things are not like it's supposed to be. That's just not good business. So just make sure you trust, but you verify. All right, guys, until next week, if you got any questions or comments about that, just hit me up. All right, till next week.